Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Waki and today we'll be learning how to make this waffle shaped blouse. It has a regular share at the back and is a very flexible one. Someone to size this up can actually wear it and it will fit properly. Please stay tuned till the end where I'll be showing you different ways to style this blouse. If you've not done so, to like, subscribe and comment, please do so, and welcome to our big family. Thank you. For this project, we need 3 to 4 yards of Ankara fabric and of course some elastic thread for the shirring. The measurement required include the half length, the full length, your bust width and your sleeve length. I'm starting off by drafting out the front half length of my blouse. The width of my blouse is going to be my bust measurement. The simple explanation is my bust divided by 2 and multiplied by 2 again, so that when I share it, I'll have half of my bust measurement. So my bust measurement is 34, divided by 2 is 17, and multiplied by 2 again is still 34. That's the width of my blouse. For the length of my blouse, I'm subtracting about 5 inches from my half length. My half length is 16, so minus 5 inches is 11 inches, and I'm multiplying that by 2.5 for my length, so that when I share it, as I said earlier, I'll have my half length measurement. Please make sure to look on the screen. I'll be adding the formula so that you will not get confused. Once I was done with that, I proceeded to cutting out my fabric. For my back pattern, the length of my back will be my half length minus 5 inches. My half length is 16 minus 5 is 11. Then I've added 1 to 2 inches for seam allowance, so I'm cutting out about 13 inches at this point. Then the width is my bust measurement, 34 inches, so that when I share it, I'll have half of my measurement. I'm done with that and I'm setting this aside for the next step. Fold in both the top edge of your front and back pattern. I fold them and pin down, and I'm proceeding to sew it. Once I was done with the sewing, I started by marking off 3 inches all around my fabric. You could use more or less. 4 inches will still work fine, or 2 inches. This is just a guide. You are not tied to this particular pattern, so explore. These 3 inches will be the width of my share for the front. I'm going to repeat this measurement both vertically and horizontally, and once I'm done, I'm going to join all of them using a straight line. I'm done with the vertical markings. For the horizontal, like I said earlier, I'm going to mark out 3 inches till I get to the edge. I'm just taking my time so that I will have straight lines, so that you have a very nice project. I'm done with that and I've joined the horizontal lines, and we are going to be sewing on these lines. For the back, I'm also going to mark out my guidelines, but this time around I'm not going to be marking vertically, since we need to share only the bust part, which is the width part. I'm using half-inch interval throughout the fabric, so I folded the fabric and marked out 5 inches. This is just to make it easy for me. You can mark it out without folding it if that will make it convenient for you. Once I'm done marking out, I'm going to be joining these lines, and they are going to be my shade lines. One source to note at this point that you should start your project once you are done marking the chalk lines, because if you keep it for a long time, the chalk lines might fade and you may not be able to get the accurate shade lines. This is just to give you a very nice looking project. I'm done with the back part and I'm moving to the lower part of my dress. The length is 10 inches while the width is still my bust measurements, which is 34 inches. I've cut this out and I'm setting it aside. We are going to fold in the edge like we did for the upper parts. For the lower parts of the back, I decided to make a flare. You don't have to do so. You can also cut a long piece of fabric like I did for the front. I'm going to make a 360-degree flare. One side is going to be longer while the other part is going to be shorter. The width of my flare is just half of my waist measurement times 2, which is 34 inches. I'm done with the cutting and this is what it looks like. I'm going to show you later how to attach it to your fabric. Meanwhile, fold in the edge and set aside. I made mention that we are going to be using an elastic thread for this tutorial. So on your reeler, just wrap the thread, not too tight or not too loose. Do this gently on your reeler and do not make it too full so that your machine will sew it well. Place the reeler in the case, and if it's too tight, just loosen up. You are also going to set the stitch length to the highest. Aside the shirring process, I'm starting horizontally and I'm sewing on the lines I marked earlier. I'm taking my time on this. Continue till you exhaust the horizontal lines. This is what it looks like after I'm done shirring. For the vertical lines, just stretch out and you'll see the lines you marked earlier and share on these lines. To save thread and time, I joined the front and the back parts and sewed them simultaneously. You can see here how I have joined the back and the front part and sewn. You can do same. Now I'm done with both the back and front bodices, so just notch the center of the front and the lower parts. So for the front, I've notched the center and I'm aligning the center of the lower part too and pinning at the center. You are going to pin it this way and repeat for the back. And when you are sewing, start from the center and just pull the fabric till you get to the end while sewing. I'm done with the sewing and it's time to join both the front and the back parts together. Place them right sides facing right side and pin it down. You will notice that the end part of the front look a bit longer, so just pleat it in a little and align it with that half length line before sewing. This is what it looks like after sewing. You can wait as it is, but I'll be adding sleeves to mine, so wait for it. I've sewn the fabric out on the wrong side and I've folded into 2. My armhole is 8 inches and I've subtracted about 5 inches already, so I'll be marking down 3 inches to complete the 8 inches and I will draft a little armhole so that it will hold my sleeves. On the width part, I've marked my chest measurements divided by 2. So my chest divided by 2 is 6.5 inches, then minus half inches is 6 inches. That's what I'm marking there. Once I'm done, I'm cutting it out and I'll move to the drafting of my sleeve. The width of my sleeves is about 20 to 25 inches. So I'm going to ruche it at different points. I'm going to mark and I'll attach it to my blouse and I'll make the final review. Place one part of the sleeve you've cut out and just draw out the curved line. This will help in the attachment of the sleeve to your blouse. Once I'm done, I'm going to fold in the edges, then mark my shear lines. You can do it any way you like. I just marked at 2 points, and once I'm done with the sleeves, I'm going to attach it to my dress. These are the ways I styled mine. You can do whatever you like with it. Thanks for watching.